Hey, welcome to Nola Vibes. I'm Te-Erika and we're vibing in New Orleans, baby. Yes, we are. OMG, today was like awesome. I mean, it didn't start out that way. As soon as I woke up like 5:30, had my coffee, and then I said, let's get to work on this next project. I kind of put my platform that I was building, I've been saying I've been having so much trouble with. Building it out. I'm building a whole new entity. I put it to the side because I was tired of fighting with it. And I said, well, let me work on this. And I'm actually working on the Moving to Los Angeles Facebook group and turning that into more of a support program. Not to overwhelm them because they've been operating this whole time by themselves. So I'm just putting it out there. Hey, we can do this and we can do that. Just a little bit more engagement than I've been doing. And that literally took a couple hours before I started getting frustrated again. Because like I say, running all these online businesses means always problem solving. Every day it's another problem to solve. And every day I have to sit here and figure it out like a lock, how to unlock different things that goes wrong on websites and with the people that are interacting and, the people that I put in leadership positions. So I'm always sitting here in my night clothes like, oh my gosh, what do I do with this? But I got up because I wanted to go, my refrigerator's all cleaned out. We just had a Hurricane Ida, and it knocked the power out of our city. And the water wasn't working. Water and sewer wasn't working. It was pretty terrible. But I missed it because I evacuated to Florida. And I stayed down there the whole time. By the time I got back, the power had not all the way been restored, but we was a day away from having it 95% restored. So I came right back just as things were getting back on their feet, and we still are. This is my backyard. When I got back, this is what it looked like. Literally, it looked like trash. And I had put up most of the furniture back there and, put it up in the house so it wouldn't be flying around during a Category 4 hurricane. But that's what it looked like, and I had to clean that up. I hired this guy to clean out my refrigerator because I didn't want to do it. I didn't know what I would be walking back into, plus the smell, and my whole house smelled like a dead rat. I was like, oh my gosh, that's terrible. So for 2 whole days, I just after he cleaned it, I let the refrigerator just sit open and, unplugged. And then I put some Fabuloso in it, and that cut the smell. That actually helped a lot. It helped it make it better. I was like very happy. And now that it's all clean, it smells fresh, I wanted to go put some groceries in it. So I went to Walmart this morning to go see, if they had any groceries, because that's where I usually shop at. And the line was out the door. Like they were only letting 20 people in at a time. But they were doing it because they were short staffed. People still was evacuated. The city's trying to get back on its feet, but everybody's staggering in doing what they need to do, to survive. But I went in and I saw that it was very limited produce, but it was getting back together. It was a lot of people stocking or restocking the shelves where most of the shelves were empty. Let's take a look. They still got all the baked goods from when the power went out after Hurricane Ida. So, I just came up here because, of course, I just got my refrigerator cleaned, and I had to wait 2 whole days for the rat smell to go away because all the rotten food. And they got some meat. They got some more stuff coming in. Keep putting more meat up there, okay? Because I heard people complaining there was nothing. All the freezer stuff gone. Dang, that's what I came for. I came for some tater tots. And they don't have any. Okay, well, let's see if they at least have some milk. It's empty. They got some chicken wings, but I don't want to cook. I can't even say I remember what was in my freezer. You know how you buy stuff and just put it in there. And I don't cook that often, so I got a little bit of sandwich meat. Oh my gosh, imagine, I heard one woman say she had just went to the grocery store right before the storm. They don't have none of the sandwich meat I like. They got some Lunchables, but that's not the ones I like. Oh, look at her, so pretty. They got some cheese, but I don't need it. We just trying to go see if they have some milk so I can eat cereal. They got a couple eggs, but I don't really eat eggs either. They don't have my favorite juice. The suckers are out, pulling them out. She looks too pretty to be working. Girl, you look like you're going out. You look nice. You look good. She's like, whatever. She got on a cute little dress. Everything empty. Yeah. They finally must have got some dairy products in. Let's see if they have me some milk. This is what I drink. They don't have it. Nope, I like to get the vanilla, but definitely sweetened almond milk. Because I can't drink regular milk, it hurt my stomach. And they don't have it. So I really came to the store for nothing. I came for some tater tots. Maybe I'm gonna have to be creative, more creative, and figure out something else. I'm gonna go back and look in the frozen section and see what it is. Be restocking the sodas. This is my neighborhood Walmart in Gentilly. I got on my mask. Jesus, I hope today is productive and peaceful, and that I have good vibes today. I don't want to interact with nobody getting mad at me, and I don't want to get nobody mad either. So they got all the stuff coming back. I just need some milk. All right, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I want something warm, but all the stores be so empty. My basket's still empty. So yeah, I ended up getting like a frozen pizza, which I never buy, but I just wanted to get something warm where I wouldn't have to be running around the city trying to find something warm to eat. I got a frozen pizza and some M&Ms or something simple like that. And I came home to the greatest news. I was just sitting here, no lie, and I saw a missed call from my business phone number. And when I called her back, I'm like, hi, were you calling CandyMan Services? Because I had been promoting CandyMan Services. You know, I run an escort service for women. It's all inclusive. Basically, anything you could want from a man, you can get from these men. And I have a team of 3 men so far that work for me, but they haven't been working because people haven't been booking. People kind of looking at it like, what is this? Well, we offer everything. If you need them to come cook, clean, help you around the house, fix stuff, assemble furniture, anything you would want a good boyfriend to do, that's what my men do. But they also do extra stuff, like they'll wash your hair, they'll take you on a date, they'll work out with you, like anything you could think of that a good boyfriend would do. Pay you attention, listen to you, you know. And I found the most reliable men in the city to work with me, and they have good hearts, and they're really patient, you know, and kind. So if they can deal with me, because I am hard to deal with, no lie. Y'all may love me, but don't be in a relationship with me. I'm very difficult to deal with. But these men have dealt with me beautifully. And I'm like, oh, I'm the worst case scenario. So any woman would love them. But promoting it is difficult because once people hear the word escort, they start thinking I'm selling sex. And I don't sell sex. I sell companionship and handyman services combined. I sell boyfriend services, basically. And but it's a lot of pushback from men and women online. You know, a lot of people attack me because of it, and I'm trying to get okay with it, but it is kind of annoying. It's like, dude, like, y'all don't got nothing else to do, you know, just keep scrolling if you don't like it. But I'm trying, and I ended up like rebranding it because Osimian gave an idea that I should have the men do cleanup services, help women clean around the house after the storm. And I said, that's such a good idea. I could definitely use that right now. My house is a mess. And I made a new flyer, and the flyer looks great. It looks legitimate. Of course, this is a legitimate business. I ended up getting a license to operate an escort service here. You know, so it's just people around the house, you know, help around the house. And I've been posting it in different groups and reaching out to other influencers in New Orleans to ask them how I can get featured on their platforms. And, you know, I'm investing people invest in me, so I want to invest in them. And I actually got a phone call today from a woman. And, well, actually, I missed the call. When I called her back, she said, yes, I was trying to see if you could send a man over here to help with moving some of these boxes. We got 2 big old rooms we need cleared out. I was like, yes, I can. She was like, all right, so how will I pay? I said, well, I can send you a pay request on Cash App. And we talked the details over, and I was like, oh my God. So I called one of my men, and he was like, okay. And I'm like, this is not happening. This is our first booking for CandyMan Services. It's really happening. He got dressed. He went over there. She paid her deposit because, you know, I need a deposit up front to reserve his time and let him know he's serious. He paid it. He got there. The minute he was done with his shift working with her, boom, she sent me the next payment. I was like, oh my God, I was so happy. I was crying. Oh, because Jesus Christ, the amount of money I spent. Remember, I ordered uniforms for them, and they came out ugly. I had to throw them away. Like, I ordered business cards for them. I made us go to do a presentation at an event. It cost me money to be at the event. You know, like, I've invested a lot in this, and so far I haven't seen any bookings, and I was feeling disheartened, you know, like sad about it, like, oh my God. But when she booked and she paid, I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna cry. And I did. Because you have these ideas in your head. Well, I do. And everything I try to do is support for women. So women don't feel like I feel, you know, like by myself, like nobody cares or anything like that. And I try to create businesses that cater to women's needs or give grants and stuff like that, so women can feel like they got somebody on their side. And to see that a woman actually used it, she wasn't afraid to use it. Because a lot of women inquire, but they're like, I don't know. And one woman actually wrote this today. She said, I would hate to hire a man to help me move things around and then he expect to touch me. I'm like, why would any man expect to do anything to you physically that you didn't ask for? And another woman, I had to say, I'm so sorry you feel as though men are going to push up on you when you don't want it, and you don't feel that a man can be there for you without asking for anything physical in return. I don't know how to help you move on from that, but that's not what our men do. They only do what you ask them to do. And if you ask them to touch you, they'll touch you. But if you don't, they're not touching you. They know the difference. They've been trained in the art of caring for women. Gentlemen are always gentle with women. They're not people who open doors and pour wine. That's not what gentlemen do. Gentlemen have a gentle countenance with women. You'll never see them screaming, yelling, arguing, or trying to put a woman down or put a woman in her motherfucking place. That ain't how they do. They gentle and cool with women because they're protectors of women. So that's the men that I have in the service. As annoying as I am, and they ain't go off on me yet, they're good. So it's a lot of pushback about this service, but I'm just calling to say, I'm just coming on to say we did it. We booked our first client. And I hope that it continues and more women trust. I hope this one writes a review for us so that I can show that we actually do this work. And it wasn't scary for her to have this man in her house. This man is a sweetheart. He makes liquor for fun. You know, he's bought me some homemade liquor. He has a child. Like these men ain't not monsters. Just because they don't mind being in an escort service to take care of all the women's needs doesn't make them bad. And this woman wrote this amazing response to people attacking me. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and post it and read it because I was just blown away. I was like, she wrote something that I could not express myself. She said, "Women, I challenge you to ask yourselves why what T does bothers you so much. She should be sending out W-9s for all the folks in her business." Damn. I was like, God damn. She says, seriously though, the movement to destigmatize sex work wasn't designed to create a ceiling in the industry for women. Whether T is selling pictures of herself on OnlyFish, she's not, to my knowledge. Yes, I am. Okay, that's just a little aside. I'm on OnlyFans. She says, or meeting the needs of women in a demographic you don't relate to, why not be supportive? I think it's empowering to see a woman flip the script on an industry predominantly dominated by men, pimping. I also think there's a market for what she's providing, as many women would enjoy a man that can clean up their yard, unclog the shower, and give a good foot rub. If they're paying for most of these services anyway, why not pay a little more for a handsome fellow to compliment them while he's there? One of the best parts about having the autonomy to go out and make a living for ourselves is that we women don't have to be in relationships we don't want to be in simply because we need a man around. We can make our money, pay a man to weed eat, and even cook our dinner before he rubs our feet and goes away if we want to. I'm happily married to someone that happens to be quite handy, but that doesn't stop me from appreciating what she's doing from a feminist perspective. Most vendors pay 10 to 15% of their sales to rent a space. However, strippers pay an average of 25% of their lap dances, 10% tip to a DJ, 5% to security, and a house fee to rent their space. After all that, drinks and interest fees, they're lucky to take home half of what they actually generated. Why is that okay? But what T is doing is wrong. There's a lot of money being generated from the sex industry, earned by women and pocketed by men. And the world should know that women are coming forward. We're taking the destigmatization. We'll also take the capital and power that comes from it too. I certainly won't contribute to a society that liberates sex work, but only under the condition that women are the ones doing the sex work and men are the ones in positions of power. We have all the advantages in the industry, and it's ours for the taking. Again, I'm happily married and not a sex worker. I just think a female pimp is rad as hell for a plethora of reasons. I was like, God damn. Who is this woman and how did she just... I could not have come up... If somebody would ask me, this wrong, I would have been like, no, it's not. I mean, I couldn't articulate myself as intelligently as she has with the reasons that she just, she blew my mind. I was so happy because mostly I get attacks from men and women about it. I could do the work for less, or this sounds sexist to me. Like, it's just, and I try my best to defend myself, but under no circumstances could I ever be as eloquent as she did. And I feel so grateful, that somebody stood up and said, hey, ain't nothing wrong with what she doing. You ain't gotta have a man that's annoying you. You could just pay one to come do everything you want to do and send his ass home. Like, come on. You ain't gotta sit around waiting and hoping somebody gonna like you. Pay one of these guys. They gonna come. They gonna like you. Do everything you need and you can go to sleep feeling happy and taken care of. That's exactly what my men do. They ain't gonna hurt you. They ain't gonna yell at you. They ain't gonna scream at you. They ain't gonna ignore you. They gonna listen. And they gonna make sure everything you give them on the list is done. Isn't that a beautiful thing? So I don't think there's nothing wrong with, my escort service or my handyman escort service. And it feels so good that somebody else sees the light. So now, I'm going back to working on all the other projects for women and support for people. Maybe one day I'll get my big break. My goal is to have another house by the end of the year. I want to find a single family home with my own driveway, my own private backyard with a little hut, just like I have here. Little hut that I can sit under and, be out of the view of everybody. Affordable. And I don't have to share my driveway with anybody. And I can talk and walk around and just have a lot of the freedoms that I don't have in this place. I love my home, but I think it's time for an upgrade. And in order to do that, I need to increase my monthly income. So say a little prayer for me, for a woman working for herself, by herself, off my own name. Ain't nobody giving me, nothing. I'm not selling M&Ms. I'm not selling Coca-Cola that everybody already wants. I have to convince people to believe in me and spend money with me based off my intelligence, my personality, and even all my flaws. But I've been doing it. And I just have a feeling it's going to get better. And I'm going to get my house with my private driveway that I don't have to share, my private backyard, and my space to be free to create more and be me. That's what I'm looking forward to. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon.